we're done. Is the MOU dead?
To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. I'll speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. We make a deal. And if I make a deal with him, we have a deal. And he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. They're liars. They're cheats. They're sick people. They've hurt their people. They killed 54,000 people as of now that were protesting. Frankly, I don't want to waste my time with them. Now, I'll let our wonderful negotiators keep talking if they want, but I don't see it. I don't like
Tonight, and tonight, if we need to, on your order, Mr. President, we will hit even more and even deeper, because that's the consequence.
And we may put down the blockade. We may put it back, the blockade. And it'll only be a blockade for Iran. Anybody else can have whatever they want. We're not attacking at the highest level. The highest level are the bridges, which we can knock down. I would say in one day we knock down every single bridge in Iran. There's not a thing they can do about it. Their electric manufacturing facilities, right? Their electric plants where they make their electricity. If we have to, we'll take them out. I don't want to do that, but if we have to, we'll take them out. They have desalinization plants. We'll take them out if we have to. I hate to do that. That's probably the one I would like not to do least. We attacked Carg Island last night. We knocked out a piece. I said, don't touch the oil, because maybe we'll take over Carg Island.
And Trump goes on to say that there's absolutely nothing they can do about it. Nothing. He says they're going to hammer them harder this time. And as a reminder, it was just about 3 weeks ago when Trump went on video and told the whole world that we're going to have a deal done tomorrow. And thank God, because we're like 4 weeks away from disaster. Well, now we're less than like a week away from that checkpoint that he himself called. And now the bombs are raining back down. Everyone that keeps taking the bait, the carrot on the stick, that there's going to be a deal worked out tomorrow, are foolish and have been fools. This whole time, everything has been backed up and cut off. And Trump has even come out and ordered gas stations to lower prices to $2.50 and other places to manipulate their prices to where he wants them. It's a setup, meaning that it's not real. And that when it all snaps back to where it should be, it's going to be devastating. You are literally living under an illusion right now. The rest of the world, you can see what's happening. The supplies are not getting there. They're duking it out in the gas stations for gas. They're duking it out in the grocery stores. And on top of it, it seems like weather warfare being rolled out on the masses as well. But this fight is going to continue. They say for a good time from here. There's no end in sight. He just said they may take Carg Island. I'm going to tell you that all of this was part of the plan all along. He even made these outlandish comments that he should have struck the funeral. He could have got them all in one spot at one time. But of course, he could have murdered tens of thousands of people in the process, innocent people, which he acts like he cares about. But to me, they don't give a dang.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, the elders of Great Millstone, who very well, very beautifully. Double salutations be unto the Akim, out here pushing this gospel and truth and its sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. It's the brother Quanah Wath come back at you, Lord will, with edifying lesson through spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. And just as we've been telling y'all, we, starting with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, right, even to the, Great Millstone affiliate camps, right, the true prophets of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his only beloved begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. We've been telling y'all that we are absolutely at the end, right? This whole, and it's been one so-called ceasefire or peace deal being talked about and drawn up, after another, but yet none of them, have ever been, actually fully established, and kept, and again, we're going to continue, to preach this gospel, preach this word, and continue to tell you people, man, that we're not in the time of peace, right? It's Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says to everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, right? There's no such thing as coincidences. There's no such thing as, that just, I don't know what happened. It just happened. No, there's a reason why. There's a reason why. And again, we understand that we're at the end, right? We're in the time where the last two major prophecies, right, are coming to pass, right? The next major prophecy being Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, and then what? World War III, right? This whole situation that we see right here with Iran, how, again, they keep talking about a peace deal and then continuing to, go back on those peace deals or ceasefires, right? It's because, again, right, we're in the time where World War III, right, which is going to be, in the fullness of World War III, which is the use of those ICBM nuclear missiles, right, is going to happen. It's going to take place. It's irrefutable at this point, man. Right? More and more people are starting to, really talk about World War III. Right? Why? Because we're in the time of war. Dropping down to verse 8, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. No peace deal has gone through, no ceasefire has gone through, no deals or anything like that. So what does that mean? Hey, this thing is going to escalate, man. And it's going to escalate quick, Lord will, man. Right? Because we understand that Iran, is, a major player when dealing with, oil, right? When dealing with, Russia, right? Iran is, as we've read many times, right? Iran is the number one ally, to Russia, right? And soon, Russia is going to get involved, right? We just recently saw that, Trump was, talking about, going after Greenland, right? Which in that same, summit, right? He spoke about going after Greenland. And afterwards, right? Russia ultimately moved, one of their destroyers, nuclear capable destroyer, right? Over to, Greenland, right? And started heading it in that direction. So again, showing you, man, things are about to, get worse, right? Things are drastically about to get worse, and Greenland is close to America, man. So the Lord is moving all the chess pieces in the right places, preparing for the destruction of America, aka Babylon the Great. And it's quickly coming, right? As the Lord stated, right? This is Revelations 11 and verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And it's quickly approaching, right? We're seeing, again, the Lord is putting, he's pushing one domino, and it's triggering, the fall of many dominoes, man. You know, call law Yahweh Shemiel Shah, man. This place is over, man. This place is done for. All right? Again, soon we're gonna see Russia get involved. Russia is gonna have to step in, as you know, because again, that's prophesied, right? In Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, it tells you, Ezekiel 38 and verse 7 being the point, right? Because you jump up, verse 5, right? It names off, you know, some of the allies, right? Persia being, you know, Iran, right? And then it says Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? But you drop down to verse 7, it says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is ultimately, you know, going to, you know, step in, you know, and protect, you know, its allies, its assets, right? Because ultimately Iran is an asset to Russia. You know, Iran is an asset to Russia. So Russia is not going to continue to take, you know, Trump and, you know, really America's bullshit when dealing with, you know, Iran. You know, right now you do got, you know, Russia ultimately trying to, you know, continue to fight off, you know, Ukraine, which, you know, they're constantly going back and forth. Trump talking about, you know, allowing, you know, Ukraine to, you know, produce, you know, Patriot missiles, right? Or giving them Patriot missiles. And he's threatening Greenland, you know? And now he's, you know, attacking, you know, Iran again. Talking about it was, you know, it's you know, basically, hey, it's for you, you know, coming at us, right? Attacking these tankers. You know, so Iran and America is going back and forth again, man. Where Iran is basically stating, hey, you know, we're, you know, all of your soldiers, right, are not going to return home alive. So this thing is getting, you know, it's getting intense. It's getting intense, man. And Lord will, you know, it continues to spiral, man. Because, hey, really fuck this place, man. You know? America being the epicenter of wickedness in the earth. This place is wicked. Right? And soon this place is going to be destroyed. You know, this is, was it Malachi 4? In verse 1, it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And we understand that Esau, Edom, he is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, man. You do have, you know, wicked Israelites, right? The heathen nations, right? They, you know, they're wicked, you know. But Esau is the wicked, right? And Yahweh Shemiel Shah is going to, you know, bring this devil down. You know, it says, in the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. You know what I mean? The Lord is going to, you know, make a speedy riddance of them, man. Esau and his, you know, his fucking, you know, proud ass, man. Lord is going to destroy you damn devils, man. You know, you see how Trump is talking, man. You know? Narrow 47. Lord gonna destroy these niggas, man. And really, you know, that we understand, right, according to prophecy, right, that this has to take place, man. This thing has to get worse, right? Because in order for the kingdom to come forth, right, America has to be destroyed, right? Wickedness, you know, Esau, Edom has to be, you know, taken out of power, you know? And that's coming soon, man. You know, called law Yahweh Shemiel Shai. You know, we're living in some very beautiful times, man. The elder apostle Remlab, he did a, you know, lesson, you know, in the title of his lesson where we're living in exciting times. You know, these are the times that we're in, man. Call law Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Continue to watch, continue to pray. You know, we're getting out of here soon, man. You know, so with that, Lord wills, edifying, Lord will, straight to the point. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Next time, shalom.